weird because I don't look at the world the same as everyone else does. I don't get upset or offended about things. When bad things happen, I have moments where I'm down, but then I address it and move on. I'm just like, well, you have to pick up the pieces and keep going. Like, life continues on. We got to keep going. And I didn't understand what it was that made me different until I realized that I did 75 hard. And I did a lot of hard things, and I like forced myself to commit to hard things for a very long period of time, even when I didn't want to do it. Like the reading 10 pages. Reading 10 pages is the most mundane task that you can do every single day. Some days you don't want to read the fucking pages, but as long as you read the pages, you're going to continue to get better. And that's one thing I've really committed to, is reading the pages every single day. And it's amazing how that's just progressed my entire mindset, who I am, and the way I look at the world. I think we truly are what we consume. So if we continue to consume victim mentality and how we're slighted and how the world is so hard and how it is, right, like how we perceive it. Like, yeah, I understand there's prejudice against people with disabilities. I experience it, but I don't let that dictate the way I move in the world. I'm just like, that person's an asshole, and I move on. And I think too much we allow one experience with one person or a handful of experiences throughout our lifetime to define an entire group of people or an entire person. And when in reality, that's not even an accurate representation of that group. So I think that we need to take situations as they come and not hold them so intensely to our heart, and realize that like we are actually the controllers of our own destiny, our own happiness. And that's not toxic positivity. Being positive about things, even when they're not the most ideal, is not toxic positivity. It's literally just making the best of something you have no control over. Because you can choose to be unhappy, which is going to turn your entire state to unhappiness, or you can choose to make the best of it and turn your entire state around. And, you know, like, put your best foot forward. Am I in an ideal situation right now? Absolutely not. Do I want to have surgery? No. But you know what? I don't have a fucking choice. So we're going to just do what we have to do, and we're going to go do it. And I think that's where we really fuck up as a society, is we don't just put our big boy girl pants on and go and handle our shit and just move on from it. Like, when I got paralyzed, yeah, I was upset, and I had a moment where I was like, man, this sucks. And I still have moments where I'm like, man, this sucks. But I don't let it dictate the way I move in the world. I don't let that dictate the way that people treat me. I demand respect. I demand to be talked to like an adult. And if you treat me less than, I'm going to stand up for myself. And I haven't always been that way. I used to be that person that's like, oh, poor me, feel bad for me, this really sucks. I used to be that person that was like, oh my gosh, the world's out to get me and I don't understand. But then I actually committed to myself, and I committed to doing hard things and putting myself in situations I didn't want to be in, whether that was accessibility wise or just mentally, physically. And I started doing uncomfortable things. When my mind was like, oh, you don't have to do that because X, Y, and Z, I got up and did it. And I lost that for a second when I found out about my back injury. But as soon as the surgeon cleared me to work out, what I did, I went right back to it. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, Jesse, are you sure that you can do this? And I'm like, wait a minute, no, shut the fuck up. Yes, I know I can do this, and I'm going to do this because this is what's going to develop me and make me better. This is what's going to make surgery easier. So now it is May 3rd, 29th, and I am committing myself to becoming the strongest and fittest I can possibly be in preparation for surgery. And I'm going to stick to that commitment, because you know what? If we can't commit to ourselves, we can't commit to others. And if we can't make that strong commitment to ourselves, how can we commit to setting a good example for whether it's our kids, the ones around us, whatever it is? If we don't show up for us first, we can't provide for others. So I'm challenging you to do the same thing. Commit to you for the entire summer. Do what it takes to get you to where you want to be. Do what it takes to help you reach your goals, and do what it takes to really define yourself as a human and show up when life happens, because life is always going to happen. It's never going to be easy. But how you move through those trials and tribulations determines where you go and what your life is going to be made of. Thank you.